are here for Cedar Point opening day. It is 8:45. People are already lining up through security at the front gates. It's looking awesome out here. Really excited to check out the boardwalk and have an awesome day. We are in Cedar Point for 2023. I think there was some confusion at the front gate. A lot of gold pass were trying to get in. They're not letting them in this year for the early entry at 9 o'clock, so turning a lot of people away. It took a little bit longer than expected. First order of business for the day, check out the new boardwalk area. That's the area of the park that's actually open for early entry, so should be exciting. Don't know if Wild Mouse is running yet, but we'll see. I saw Gatekeeper testing at least. Forming for Wild Mouse already. Not running just yet. All right, got word this morning. Wild Mouse, they started testing it, but team members said they're actually not planning to open it. I think for this morning at least. Maintenance is currently working on it. They said Millennium Force is open for early entry as a substitute, which it's not usually the case this year. Millennium Force is not part of early entry, but today for opening day, it is. So we're heading over there right now. Already had a Coke freestyle stand open up, so started the day off right with the Mellow Yellow Zero, Peach Raspberry. Just heading back toward Frontier Town. Didn't want to wait in line for Millennium Force. It was already getting backed up. Probably just gonna wait till 10 o'clock to get my fast lane wristband and just get a lay of the land this first hour. It's really peaceful at the park right now. I think we have spotted Churro. Looking alert this morning. Well, that's a nice sight. About 9:45, Steel Vengeance is testing. Hopefully it's running on opening day this year, unlike last year. Here's my typical spot where I get my fast lane wristband for the day at the general store. Kind of like Diamondback Trading Post at Kings Island. Similar style here. Magnum testing this morning. People are lining up already. I figured this morning's a good time to take a look at the top Thrill Dragster site. It's not packed in the park at all right now, and it's actually the first time I've been to Cedar Point since last, I think, July or very beginning of August, but had a very hectic further half of last summer and the fall with baby girl coming. So it's the first time I've seen top Thrill Dragster like this with the missing track, which is pretty cool. Here's our friend, the massive crane. Looks like the infamous piece of Iron Dragon track is back together. Well, I haven't seen Maverick testing yet. I have seen Steel Vengeance testing. So I think Steel Vengeance is going to be the first ride of the year at Cedar Point. Wristband down. So yeah, it's almost 10:30. They separated out the Fast Lane Plus here on the left and then the standard line, so we're holding them back on the railroad tracks, but still testing Steel Vengeance, so here we are. All right, well, been standing in line for about a half hour and finally announced that Steel Vengeance is opening right before 11 o'clock. All right, got Steel Vengeance down for the day. First ride of the day. Well, it's 11:30 and mine ride's still opening. Here's a new Frontier Inn, formerly Chick-fil-A. Might check out the food in there. But yeah, it's almost noon. Line for Maverick is still there as you see it. Hasn't opened up yet. Haven't seen it testing either. All right, but it's been a pretty subdued morning so far, but it's about noon. I'm gonna go see if I can meet up with some fellow creators, introduce myself, and make some friends. Hey guys, Future Mike here. I didn't document much of the middle of the day, but got a chance to hang out and ride a few coasters with some awesome people and fellow creators. We had the crew from Ghoster Coasters, Beach Cliff Studios, KI Coaster Guide, Station Weight, Coaster Conquest, and Surveillance and CP Coaster Lover, which I'll leave a link for all their channels and socials in the description below, so make sure to give them all a follow. We all rode Magnum together, and no exaggeration, I had one of the best rides on it that I've had in years. Then we all headed over to Wild Mouse, which we heard was opening, but they were still having issues with it after we'd already been in line for around 20 minutes or so. So a few of us headed over to get a couple of rides on Blue Streak instead, which is always a great time. While we were riding, Jared from Ghoster Coasters noticed and pointed out that the Top Thrill Dragster trains were seemingly just hanging out in the old picnic pavilion area near the far end of Blue Streak's turnaround. So it's interesting to know that the trains are at least on site right now. Anyway, after Blue Streak, I went on with the rest of my day, but it was great to make some new friends who I'm sure I'll see a lot more of throughout the year. All right, made some awesome new friends. We're now about ready to get some more rides on for the day. We're gonna do Valravn and the Millennium Force. Awesome ride on Valravn as always, got back row. Really pulled you over the edge there. Love that dive drop. Now I'm heading back to make the round. So we're gonna do Millennium Force, see what's going on with Maverick, Steel Vengeance again, then come all the way back up. Hopefully Wild Mouse is up and running. We'll check out some food at the new Grand Pavilion, see what's going on there, and call it a day. Millennium Force down. It is way colder up there than it is on the ground right now, I'll tell you that much. All right, good news, I see Maverick testing. I don't know if it's been up at all today, even though the app has said it was a 60-minute wait this morning, even when it wasn't even testing, and 90 minutes. So it obviously hasn't been up yet. So fingers crossed we can get on it. Frontier Inn is a popular place this afternoon. All right, let's hop in line. All right, got the story on Maverick. It was up and running. It is down for maintenance right now. So still a lot of people in line. Obviously they can't give an estimation on time, so I might just check back in later, see if I can get one more ride in Steel Vengeance today. Well, Steel Vengeance was more than an ordeal than anticipated. Almost took an hour, even in the fast lane. Only running 2 trains, so that's why. But now Maverick's running, let's go do it.
Expecting out more information for you shortly. Thank you for your patience.
The saga continues with Maverick. So I was next in line, front row, and the car that just boarded ahead of me, those riders had to unload. So I waited that whole thing out. It's probably almost an hour process again. Then I boarded finally, and then we had to onboard, and I'm done with it now. So yeah, I guess it just wasn't meant to be for Maverick today, but gonna get some food at the pavilion and then call it a day. I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm gonna have to wait a while for food too, because it's almost 6:30, right in the peak of dinner time probably. Wild Mouse is definitely up and running. I might check out the line. I'm guessing it's outrageous, but I definitely have to get some food first, and then check out Gatekeeper too. It is crowded. Figure I'd take a view upstairs anyway, even though it's packed downstairs. Plenty of seating room up here though. Here's the bar area. Well, it's a bit windy and chilly out here now, but I'm sure this patio area was a lot more popular earlier on today. Now I'm coming out the center area from the bar. And a nice balcony all the way out here. Great views on the beach this way. Now at least on this other side you get some really cool views of Wild Mouse though. See the cheese car going. Up here by the bar they had the snacks available here.
Cheese curds, margarita, and then what else?
Well, it wasn't much indoor seating, so I'm outside with the wind. Got the 3-meat artisan flatbread from the snacks kitchen upstairs, right next to the bar area, and got my drink from the drink plan. And this cost $13.99, so let's see how it is. Looks really good right now. All right, flatbread really hit the spot, and yeah, I'm not sure I'm too picky at this stage of the day for sure. I was really hungry, but one ride on Gatekeeper to close out the day, then heading back home. Well, after the food and Gatekeeper, I kind of got my second win. I almost want to head all the way to the back of the park to see if I can get on Maverick, but I don't know. I gotta get on something else though before I leave today. The adrenaline's pumping now. Well, I was gonna hop in line for a Wild Mouse, but it looks like they closed off the line right now. They had the chains up, so it'll be next time. Well, I think Valravn is calling my name. Gonna see if I can get at least one, maybe 2 rides on it. Then we'll call it a day. All right, close it out with back-to-back rides on Valravn. That was super quick. Like I did that in 10 minutes maybe. Awesome, no wait for the fast lane. But heading out now. Gotta call it a day. Got a 2-hour drive ahead of me, and gotta recap it too. Gotta gather my thoughts for the day. So after I took some time to think about how the day went, it was really a mixed bag of a lot of different things. The best part about the day was making some new friends and just being back at the park in general. And of course, getting to ride a few of my favorite coasters. It was my second Cedar Point opening day in a row, and I'd say this year was a little better than last year from the standpoint of rides being up and running. Last year was just so windy for the first half of the day, and basically no coasters were running until like mid-afternoon. But I will say that based on the nice weather today, I would have thought that more coasters would have been running, especially earlier on in the day. Either way, I'm not complaining at all, just noting my observations. Overall, I was super pumped to get 2 rides on Steel Vengeance since it was closed last year, but a bit bummed I didn't get a chance to ride Maverick after all that happened today, and I was able to ride it last year. It was being very temperamental throughout the day, which can be expected, especially this early on in the season. Of course, a lot of your food and drink stands were closed throughout the park, as I'm sure staffing is more of an issue right now than it will be over the summer. I did really enjoy the new Boardwalk area though, and thought they did a great job of making that area of the park feel like one cohesive unit. It didn't really have much of a vibe at all last year, especially with Wicked Twister being removed. The Grand Pavilion was really nice, and of course super packed when I went there, which is why I opted for the flatbread instead of the long lines for the full meal options. And even though it would have been nice to ride Wild Mouse, it wasn't necessarily one of my top priorities going into the day, and I know I'll have plenty more chances to ride it this year, along with keeping track of everything else going on around the park, especially the reimagined Top Thrill Dragster progress. Which, if you want to know more about what my thoughts are on that and what Cedar Point could be planning with everything, definitely take a look at this video here. Let me know what you think Cedar Point should mainly be focusing on with the project. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, guys. As always, I've been Mike with Trout Takes, and we'll see you all real soon.